Oklahoma's soonest star point guard, Trae Young, will enter the 2018 NBA Draft after one season of college basketball. The news hardly comes as a surprise after Trae Young dominated during his freshman season in Norman, leading the men's Division I basketball in both points and assists, averaging 24.7 points and 8.7 assists per game. That didn't translate to much success in the NCAA tournament, as Rhode Island defeated Oklahoma in the opening round overtime thriller. We wish you the best of luck on your journey to the NBA Draft. Moving on, we're less than a month away from the 2018 NBA playoffs, and these are my predictions for the outcome. In the NBA Finals, we'll have the Warriors and Raptors, with the Warriors clinching their second straight. For the MVP race is tight, but I believe that James Harden, I think, deserves it finally. Rookie of the Year, got to go to my man Ben Simmons from the 76ers. The Defensive Player of the Year is also a tight race, but I believe that Paul George from the Oklahoma City Thunder will clinch it. Most Improved Player is Victor Oladipo from the Indiana Pacers, and the Coach of the Year, Dwayne Casey from the Toronto Raptors. As the excitement of the NBA Finals comes to an end, I am locking in my predictions. I would love to hear from you guys. Send me your predictions at my Twitter account at Breon Young. Now I'm sending it back to the desk.
Welcome back to the wrap-up, where this time we have a special edition segment, the first time we have ever covered anything soccer. I am Matt Locke. Next to me, we have a special guest, Anthony Malatestenik, and our topic for the first ever soccer segment for the wrap-up is the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals. We are down to the final 8 teams. Our last segment, the final predictions. Starting off with Barcelona and Roma, I think that's an easy one. You know, I think Roma can give them a scare, but ultimately, I think that's Barcelona the entire way.
Yeah, Barcelona still has Messi and Suarez. What are we going to do? I mean, Barcelona is such a great attack with a young defense. It's actually producing. They're doing very well, and they have Ter Stegen in net, who's just as good. You know, one of these days it could end up being German's keeper. You never know. Yeah. But easy win. Barcelona wins both games, hands down.
It's a different Barcelona team than we've seen in years past, but I think what makes it scary is the fact that they are able to win just as well and play just as well, even without Neymar. The next matchup is the one that you took a look at, Liverpool and Man City. I'm going to let you go first with that because I feel like you and I are going to disagree a little bit on this one.
Well, my thing is Manchester City, you know, they're the best team in the Premier. They're up by 4 games. Easy win. They're going to end up running away with the title. So you're looking at a matchup between 2 Premier League teams that get to play each other 2 more times now. Mm-hmm. But I will say, Manchester City, coming from a United fan, this hurts to pick any of these teams. Man City ends up winning in the Etihad. Is the only way Liverpool even has a chance is if they win at the Etihad. But that's Man City's home field.
Not only that, they have to keep Man City scoreless at the Etihad. They have to be able to take the lead back to Anfield and have away goals in their pocket. Yep, if they if it goes 1-1 at the Etihad first, it's over.
Yep.
If you leave the door open even a tiny bit for Man City and keep it at an opportunity where Man City can win with 1 goal, I think it's over. I think Liverpool has to come out strong in that first leg.
Yes, they do.
I can see what I said went by disagrees. I can see Liverpool coming out and winning this matchup only because I think they have a desperation that Man City doesn't have. I think Man City kind of has a swagger that, you know, they're dominating the Premier League right now. In Champions League, they made it through. They defeated Basel 5-2, but I mean, it's Basel. I mean, it's a tough matchup. It's a Champions League regardless, but they were able to do it 5-0. Liverpool beat Porto 5-0 in the previous round. So Liverpool has the momentum, and like I said, they just have a desperation that I think Man City don't quite have, and that's why I think Liverpool could win this. So I'm actually going to go Liverpool on this one.
That's shocking. I like that pick.
The next matchup to take a look at is one that, again, I think is fairly straightforward, Bayern-Sevilla. I'm not going to get into it too much. I think Bayern's going to wipe the floor with Sevilla. Bayern coming off an 8-1 win over Besiktas on aggregate. I think Bayern takes this one.
No, hands down. I mean, Bayern Munich's such a good team. They always make an impact, especially in the Champions League. Lewandowski's far from done. He's one of the best players in the world. And, you know, they have a young, talented midfield with Tulizo. They have Thiago. And then they still have Thomas Müller, who, let's not forget, has tied for the most, or he actually is second now, with the most goals in the World Cup, which is coming up. And you know what? Bayern Munich wins this, both games, hands down, again. Yep. No questions asked. Sevilla cannot take this defense or offense in general.
And the final matchup to take a look at, we waited a long time to talk about this matchup. The rematch of the final last season, Juventus against Real Madrid. Now, this one's very interesting, aside from even looking at stats.
Right.
Buffon's final Champions League with Juventus before he retires. Potentially Cristiano Ronaldo's final Champions League with Real Madrid. Maybe even his final Champions League, as rumors have emerged of Real Madrid apparently interested in a move to China. So I think on paper it'll be an interesting matchup. As much as I would like to see Juventus win, just for something new, I think Real Madrid has kind of dominated for a while and it's starting to get repetitive. I'd like to see Juventus win, but I think Real Madrid escapes on away goals. I think they win this on away goals. It's a close one, but I think Madrid takes it.
You know, I don't know, man. I'm really feeling the Juventus win here. And the reason I say Juventus can beat Real Madrid is they lost to Real Madrid in the final. And it was real close.
In penalties.
And it was in penalties. Imagine feeling that loss. Buffon's last career in Champions League. Coming on, the best team in Serie A. Juventus has some of the best young players in the world right now. When you come to Paulo Dybala, I mean, he is phenomenal. He's a great player coming out of the Argentine. He could end up making the biggest impact with Higuain up top. I mean, what I'm seeing is Juventus scores those away goals in Madrid. I mean, we won't see that ever again. I think we're going to end up seeing the upset. Buffon leading the way in net, watching Juventus beat Real Madrid.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see it. I would love to see it, and I'm not going to disagree.
We all would.
I think Cristiano Ronaldo is just going to end up doing Cristiano Ronaldo things. We mentioned he already has 12 goals in the Champions League. They coming off a 5-2 win over PSG, and when everybody thought that was going to come down to penalties, Real Madrid just looked really, really good against PSG, and that's why I'm going to take PSG. But that's all we've got for the first ever edition of Soccer for the Wrap-Up. For Anthony Malatestenik, our special guest, I'm Matt Locke, signing off.